I'm sitting at home right now, Grant. I don't like my lot in life. I'm not getting paid enough at work. I may get laid off. I don't like having a boss, but I need to pay bills. I have a family. What can I do right now to get rich? If you lost all your money today, Grant, what are you doing?
Most people don't want to get rich, okay? And this is a major, major problem. Most
Hold on,
people,
explain
I know
that.
you look,
Explain that. What does that mean?
dude, most people do not want to get rich. They even say it. You hear them talk about it all the time. It's in the narrative. I don't want to get rich. I just want to be happy. Money doesn't make you happy anyway. I know rich people that aren't happy. Like there's this whole insanity. First, you have to make the commitment to rich. What is the number? Okay. Because if you're making 80, 90's not rich, 100's not rich, 120's probably not rich, but it's just enough. And until your audience or the person seeking change sets the right target. And the right target would be, I want to get into the 1%. I want to be in the 1%. What number is that? It's $863,000 a year. Now, this is where the mind blows out and says, I can barely make 80. How do I go to 863? That's the game.
Yeah, Grant, how do I?
Well, you need to find another $780,000 a year in income. And then you're not going to get what you don't look for. The middle class is a settling group of people. They settle for everything. And I grew up in the middle class. I was raised by a single mom. I know a lot about it. I remember when I couldn't make $3,000 a month. And now we have companies today. I own privately held companies, no connections. I don't have bank connections or Wall Street connections. We'll do almost $1 billion of revenue this year because I kept looking and I never was satisfied.
So if I'm sitting at home right now and I say, you know what? Fine. I don't want to be happy. I want to be rich. I will do whatever it takes. What's step number one when I'm sitting in my house trying to pay my bills to
Yeah,
do
you said you'll do whatever it takes. Let's find out if that's really true. Okay. So the person listening, they can make a list right now. Make a list of all your assets because the first thing to do is produce $863,000 of income. So I would ask Mike, that's our producer today. Well, Mike, how much money you got in your house? What do you mean? Well, you're going to sell your house, Mike. You're going to sell the house, Mike. And the house, he's got $1,000,001 in the house and he's got $700,000 of equity. Good. You're going to sell the house and you just went from 80,000 a year to 780 in 1 year. We're going to get that $700,000 working for you so you have a second flow of income because the house is not an asset. It is a liability. You no longer have to pay property taxes. You no longer have to do maintenance on the house. You're going to have to go rent someplace. But I don't want to sell my house, Grant. Oh my God, my wife loves it. The kids love it. Yeah, well, guess what? You just said you'd do whatever it takes, and now you're not willing to do whatever it takes.
you believe in renting versus owning a house?
100%. The richest people on planet Earth didn't own a home on the way up. And then they bought 20 homes when they finally made it. But Elon Musk has one home. It's a compound in Austin that he never uses for his kids. Steve Jobs had one home. Warren Buffett had one home. Like a home is not an investment. A home is a place for the middle class to go sit in their lazy boy, consume too much TV, eat bad foods, and complain about why they never get ahead.
It was really the banks. If you go back
100%.
decades ago, that created this marketing campaign of the American dream of owning a house because they needed to figure out how are we going to get people to pay
100%.
a huge amount of interest, right? And so they created a marketing campaign that the American dream is owning a home. And really what it was an excuse to get them to let the banks lend them money for high interest rates.
100%. I know this is a very touchy subject where I'll get so much hate when you put this up. So many people can be like, he's so wrong. That's where we keep equity. That's where a middle class makes equity. No, actually you don't. Okay. The average home earns 1% a year over the last 100 years. Okay. Now there'll be 3 years where there's big spikes like there's been one recently, but there's no spikes right now. You can't even sell your home today in this marketplace. We have the slowest home sales in America than we've had since probably the late 1990s. It's a disaster because they raised interest rates to 7.5%. And until those get relieved, until that 7.5 becomes like 4, house prices are going to stay high and they're not going to sell, which is even worse. There's almost $12 trillion of equity sitting in homes, dying, not earning money, not earning cash flow. And then there's these 135 million people that are paying property taxes every month, which is horrendous. You never own your home. If a mortgage was called rent, nobody would do it. So they changed the name from rent to mortgage because it sounds sophisticated, but it's indebting the American people. Now your audience is going to say, but what do I do? Rent's more expensive. No, actually rent where you live, rent is half in Boca of what it costs to own a home.
Let's just say I believe in what you're saying, right? Okay, I'm a little skeptical. I own my house. I've been told my whole life I should own my house. But all right, I'm going to listen to Grant. I'm going to sell my house, pull whatever equity I can. Even if I sell less than I should, I can still pull equity out of it. What do I do with that money?
Yeah. Okay. Well, let me just go back 1 second because the equity in the home's one thing. You might have equity in both cars. You could lease, not own, grab the equity out of that. You
You
probably
believe in
have,
leasing and not owning a car?
oh, 100%. I would never own a car.
You don't
Yeah.
own a car?
Well, I do when I buy cars, it's only for the tax write-offs. I try to take 100% of my earned income, as close to like 80% as possible, and I invest 80% of my earned income.
Brett,
If
you
I
should
got
rent
an
your
Uber
house and you should lease a car. Don't own.
or Uber, like if you live within 2 miles or 3 miles of your work, I don't know why you'd buy a car. Now I don't have insurance. Now I don't have gasoline. Now I don't have maintenance. Just Uber. I can Uber for $20 both ways from my house to here and never have a car, never have that exposure. These things that people like, nobody's adding it up. Nobody's doing the math on what all this stuff costs. And technology is coming and actually making life cheaper if we wanted it to be. So what would I do with that 700 grand? I'd invested it in something. Okay. If I invested in a business, I should earn 10 or 15 or 20% on my money. If it's my own company, well, 20% on 700 grand is $140,000 a year extra income that my house never earned. I could take the 700 grand, I could go buy some Bitcoin with it and just wait. That could be worth $7 million one day. I would take the 700 grand and go buy a multifamily apartment building. I love apartments. I think that they're going to be the mainstay of America in the future. I'd take the 700 grand, I'd go buy $2 million worth of apartments that would cash flow at 8 or 10% a year, make myself an extra $6,000 a month and start building real wealth.
Am I doing this while I still have a job and not getting rid of that income before I have income to replace it?
You could be in a job, by the way, that's going to go extinct here in the next 5 or 6 or 7 years.
Yeah, let's talk about AI. I
Yeah.
mean, what jobs are still going to be around that we know of right now? I mean, I use AI
Plumbers.
all the time.
Plumbers are going to make a fortune in the future. Dude, plumbers will make more money in the future than doctors make. Okay. Electricians, there's a shortage of them. See, the problem is, Jeff, people want to do what they love. This is such a ridiculous thing. You should do what makes a lot of money and fall in love with that. Like, I will do any job. If you told me I could make $1 billion picking up trash, I would be the best trash picker upper in the world. And I have always, I'm like, I don't want to be poor. I watched my mom struggle in the middle class. My dad died when I was 10. No money was coming in. When there's no money coming in, you become a money manager and you're managing money. It's going down every month. I knew I needed to get on the other side of this. I did not need to love my job. I needed to get great at the job I had. I was in a sales job at 25 years old. I hated it. Dude, I was just getting a check, going home, smoking weed. I was a deadbeat. I was a loser. I was a liability to society. And then one day I'm like, flip the switch. I got to stop this. This is stupid. I'm not going anyplace. And I put my head down and said, hey, I'm going to get good at this job that I hate. And within a year, I'd gone from terrible to excellent. I started falling in love with my job. Within 18 months, I was a master in the space. It's like I had earned a double black belt or whatever the equivalent would be.
Not because you loved it, but because you're like, I want to master this to make money.
Yeah, dude, I'm like, I'm going to master this game. I am going to be the best in this game. Okay. And what happened was, because I kept thinking, I don't want to be a salesman. That is so selfish. And
Why
then
is it selfish?
Well, because I don't want to be something. Hey, I want to be successful. What if sales is the way for me to be successful? And I'd already been through enough jobs that I hated that I'm like, at some point you got to be like, no, you're the problem. I'm the problem. Okay. If you ask me to go dancing tonight, I'm gonna be like, nah, I don't want to do that. Why? Because I'm no good at it. But if I became a master at it and you said, let's dance, I'd say, why wait till tonight? Let's dance right now in the office. So people are saying they don't like something because they think they need to be passionate about something. And I would suggest to people that you need to drop the passion part. It's an entitlement to be passionate. It's selfish to be, I got to be passionate. I got to love what I do.
I'm going to play devil's advocate because there are people sitting around right now saying, well, why can't I be happy? I mean, well, I love
because you're broke. You can't be happy because you're broke. How can you be happy when you don't have any money? Oh, well, poor people are happy. No, they're not. They're not happy. They're hungry. Okay. It's not true. People need to stop this nonsense. Okay. When you're worried about money, you're anxious and you're stressed. When you're happy, you do not have stress. Stress and happy don't work together.
What are the jobs that you would do right now What are the jobs? I don't care if you like it or not. Here are the jobs you should learn and master. You mentioned plumbing.
Recruiting would be a great job. If you could recruit great talent for companies, you'll make a fortune. The IV business. I own a company called 10X Healthcare. I would go from being a nurse to being a concierge delivery person of alternative health products. Anything in the chiropractic space, the dental space, AI, okay? I would become an AI expert and go teach it, consult it in companies. I'm just giving you a handful of things that I could do to make a fortune.
Even if I don't have a passion for it, even if I'm sitting around right now watching this saying,
It doesn't matter.
what AI is.
It doesn't matter. Nobody knows anything about it. You'd have immediate altitude. You'd be like Tom Brady in 72 hours. Like
Because no one knows about AI yet. No one.
Nobody knows how to use social media. I've made over $1 billion over the internet selling links, digital, no inventory links, educational products. Tremendous business. Like it's phenomenal business. And I built, unbelievable relationships by doing this. And I would do social media marketing. I would go into companies and say, look, your Facebook page isn't set up, your LinkedIn page isn't set up, your TikTok page. I'll do all that for you. $8,000 a month. I'll do it for you, maintain it. I'll get 10 of those. 10 of those is $80,000 a month. That's $960,000 a year. Boom, I'm in the top 1%.
It's so funny because we all have this imposter syndrome, right? Where, oh, I'm not as smart as. No one knows what the hell they're doing.
That's right.
No one knows what they're doing. And that's the big secret to everything. We talk ourselves out of trying things because we think that everybody's smarter than us and better than us. And the truth is, no one knows anything. If you can study up and become an expert at something, the best you possibly can, speak with confidence, have some wins, and by the way, some fails too.
Yeah. I wrote a book called The 10X Rule. And the 10X Rule basically suggests that the reason people fail is because they think too small. So it's like, okay, you seek to make 80 grand a year and you come up short. You hit the 80,000, but then you're like, oh, I forgot about the taxes. That was 32,000. I forgot about a homeowner insurance that went to $6,000 a year.
Car insurance.
I forgot about dentals.
It's camp, dental, medical.
Boom. We had a kid and the kid costs 80 grand a year. And you're like, why am I not getting ahead? Because your goals are too small.
Let me ask you a final question. What are your thoughts about college and ROI from college now? I wrote a newsletter about this the other day. I have a daughter at Ohio State, and I'm watching kids come out of college. You spend $250,000, $300,000 on an education. They're coming out and taking jobs for $50,000. They can't get jobs.
Yeah.
There's the ROI.
If they graphed the cost and compared it to the results and didn't tell you it was college, if they just simply graphed an investment, question mark, unknown investment, $250,000, takes 6 years, results are a barista, and said, would you make this investment? Nobody would. See, this is the programming.
Well, it's marketing, right?
Totally. The house was marketing, the American dream. College was marketing. College has more inflation in it than any other product in the country. And so, no, I wouldn't go to college again. There's no ROI on it.
Yeah, that's great news for me. My daughter goes to Ohio State right now, and I just got the bill for next semester. Good stuff. Anyway, like the video, drop a comment. I'm curious what you think about Grant's advice. Would you consider any of those jobs he mentioned? And also, would you sell your house? Would you do what he said? Go rent, go extreme, sell the house now, and cash flow it. It's interesting. Let me know your thoughts and subscribe to the channel. We're trying to save you money every single day.